how did you build out your team? Were there any issues or disagreements and conflicts?
Yeah, I think I can elaborate it because um, that was my initiative. Basically, we met with Sasha in school and we were like closely introduced by a business mentor. We had then we met our marketing officer Ivan, and like in terms of like the team, we simply then gained all the guys who had the shared vision. And what I can state here, we worked with people who didn't like take our vision or like were because like or let's say the financial stuff and etc. And we had issues and disagreements with people like who didn't agree with our vision like and our ideas. And at this point all of our team, and it's like around 15, 16 people, all of them are engaged, are motivated by the vision and by the goals, and that's super important.
I understand that there would obviously be a lot of like disagreements and conflicts that come with, building an app and talking with other people. Obviously, they might have different views to you, but other than that, do you guys have any like fond memories or good stories from building the app so far?
I think that one of my most kind of precious memories with this app was initially when I was first starting it ages ago, drawing the whole app out on paper with like different multicolored pens and making different arrows between the screens to figure out, how they would all interact between each other. And it was really fascinating because I've kept these pieces of paper to see it all kind of come to life and for people to actually be clicking those buttons and scanning the foods and so forth. So that was a very fond memory of mine. Another one is so as a part of our marketing campaign, me and a few of my friends, we went around London markets, talking to small businesses, essentially asking them to sign up to our marketplace, pitching it, and so forth. And I think that was one of the most rewarding experiences because, first of all, we made lots of friends along the way. We got to try out some really cool products. I think we got a bag of fudge for free one time. That was really nice. And so it was just such a cool bonding experience for me and my friends, and also for the small businesses who are now will be joining our platform within the next few weeks. So I think that that was really cool.
I had one experience as well because like we joined a lot of events. We were on Web Summit, and this happened on COP 28, which was held in Dubai a few months ago. And we had a lot of partners there, a lot of employees, and some of them pretty lazy ones. They simply like joined some communities or like went to the auditories and airdropped some our pitch files or our apps, as well as like simply dropped and like scattered our pitch like or any files like all over the place. It was pretty funny because like it wasn't, I would say, legal at this point, but that's one of the great memories.
It's so great to hear how this isn't something that you guys keep as a really serious business. You're actually having fun while doing it, and that's just amazing. So, this isn't a really this isn't a small feat. You guys have definitely put in a lot of work, and there are so many things that you've had to organize and get done. So, as a team, how did you guys delegate these tasks, and how did you hold each other
The
accountable?
first thing is that everyone who is in our team, fortunately, is quite passionate about the project already. So everyone kind of manages themselves and sets their own tasks and deadlines. From the development kind of point of view, because that's something I'm quite involved with, we would have like a weekly goal that we're all trying to accomplish. We would then have a bunch of tasks, split them between each other, and then next week hold each other accountable during the meetings and see if we had any troubles.
As an operational officer, I would say that like I'm following the standards of ethical leadership, and that's pretty important. Like I'm always open to conversations and etc. But it was complicated. We structured a great system in Notion. I think you know that's like management app with deadlines, task prioritizations, and etc. Um, and like it works. But if the task is not completed by some employee or some partner, etc., I would like have a conversation with them, like to motivate, to explain the vision, like state that, guys, that's great, and we need to follow this because like this will impact this, and this can create like the following issues, and like if I mean like you ethically and in the open way discuss some issues with employees, it's gonna work. The main thing is to motivate, not piss people off.
Yeah, I think that's pretty important. Um, so what would you say are the stages to building out an idea? With so many ideas, how do you condense it down into an MVP?
sort of a business person here, and best way to test your target audience is build an MVP. Not like analyzing stuff and doing like all McKinsey work, but like I believe having the product and having something to showcase to the user is the best thing you can do. And that was our first MVP, the Eat It app. And because of it, actually, we rebranded to Buy It. We created the marketplace because users requested that. That's super important. And if talking about, let's say, for a profit company, because like we sort of anticipate to be for profit, but now we're at non-profit stage, and like obviously we're not prioritizing profit for profitability. But if we're talking about like let's say for a profit company, the first goal is to test the auditories, and like you can target like your, like for example, your friends and family. If you have no resource for marketing, etc., it works. You can have a chat with people, you gain a lot of feedback, and etc. Then you understand what you can do better, what your target audience wants, and then you simply like trying yourself with or your own resources, you build an MVP, and you see the reaction, you get at least some traction, and at this point you can get investments, and etc. Then you can expand, scale, build better app, and etc. So that's important points. And the main thing then, attempt to be fastest iterating company, and like simply repeat the cycle.
So, well, I'd say that for us, one of the most difficult truths in this was to realize that not all of our ideas would be accepted by our audience, and that it's really important to listen to the users, and that not everybody thought the same way as us. And so this has meant that we, first of all, did a lot of user testing. So just for our app and our marketplace, we did about 100 personal interviews. Each one lasted 30 minutes to an hour. And then we went and repeated the same thing for the businesses. So there's a lot of talking to the users, there's a lot of requirements, and everyone has a different opinion. But then once you condense those requirements, that's when you start shaping things like the website, the design, the tone of voice, and the marketing strategy. Um, so yeah, I think that throughout the whole process, we just experimented, improved, and then pivoted if we realized that we were going in a direction which is further from the interest of our users.
You mentioned that obviously through the process it takes a lot of interviewing, asking about user requests and their opinions. So that links to why did you guys rebrand Buy It?
The initial idea was eat it. You go to store, you scan food, you get eco data. And it was pretty straightforward. But with the marketplace, and we sell like fashion stuff there, physical stuff, we don't sell food. And if it's named Eat It Marketplace, our audience simply didn't understand like what's Eat It Marketplace. And because of that, because of a lot of requests, we decided to rebrand to Buy It, which also like promotes sustainable shopping, etc. And also Buy It through the title will like sort of encourage people to buy from the local businesses in our marketplace. And we do state that like we're not selling food. So that's the main point.
Yeah, that does make sense. And next up, I think that the founders of SustainaPod can agree with this. To start something like this, it does take not only manpower, not only the idea, but you realistically do need money. So, how did you guys get in touch with investors and how did these conversations go along? How did you pitch your idea?
So we had a lot of conversations with investors, and as I stated, we were joining a lot of events like Web Summit and etc. In order to gain investors. But we then realized that it will take incredible amount of time, um, and sort of we need to focus on development, on our vision, and and all of this stuff. So we decided to bootstrap our platform, and like using friends and family resources, we covered some expenses. And now, for example, like 10th of August, our platform will be released, and if there will be like nice demand, and we would not need to focus on development a lot, we would re-engage with investors and probably will have pre-seed round.